right. There we go.
It's nice being on the other side of that mathematics.
It's so crazy because it's so delayed.
It's so delayed. That's the thing. It's so bad.
It's insane. I was doing the video editing. I was like, how was that on time?
But it worked, right?
It worked out perfect. It's actually the first time you've ever been on in rhythm. Here.
This is what we call a lesson in empathy.
Oh man, I love it. I totally
one.
have lesson one. I totally have these large monitors in front of me, so I'm blue as can be at this point. So this is awesome for TV. But you know, how do you get what you get? You know what I'm saying?
Did your computer crash or what? Why is it blue?
No. No. Just the background on my what is it? Yeah, my background images are blue. So
you know you can change that, right?
I can, but why though? I'll try to do some color correcting, but we'll see.
Is that wall in back of you padded, by the way? I've wanted to know that for a long time.
No, it's just
it looks
blinds.
very soft. It looks like it has some give to it.
It's like it's just some textured blinds.
So if I was in the kind of mood that I wanted to ram my head into a wall, that would actually be a good wall to ram my head into.
You'd ram your head right into the glass door behind it. That would be exactly what you did.
Oh, blinds. Okay, I heard you now.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You would take a complete L entirely.
Dude, it's all in your point of view.
Sometimes, Kev. Sometimes. Your Sunday sounds like my Saturday.
Oh,
so
there you go.
There's that. I did, speaking of computers though, I did actually upgrade I've upgraded this computer as high as, well, I don't want to say as high as it can be upgraded because that would be a lie, but it is upgraded. What is my daughter doing right now? Why? This is live, y'all. Why?
Oh, seriously?
Yes, I'm live. What are you doing?
She said, "Oh, seriously?"
It's just goofy, man. It's just pointlessly goofy. Like, it's crazy.
Are you being serious?
Anyway, yeah, like,
I like
duh, like, what's
it.
wrong with you? Anyway, so yeah, once again, I've opened up my computer and added components.
Good for you, man.
And yeah, NBA season is starting to be underway. Preseason is cracking off.
Mm-hmm.
It's real in the field right now. You know what I mean? It's very real in the field.
You all right?
So,
you okay there?
I had to fix my sound.
Oh.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah, man. We took a week off.
I did. Was not feeling well.
You feeling better?
I'm back though. Much better. I feel like an actual human being now.
Fantastic. That's good to hear, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay, man. Have you managed to make, opening question, have you managed to make it through the entire year without getting sick once?
Yes.
Are you lending the stay at home pandemic? Are you lending that to the pandemic, or do you normally make it through the year without getting sick at all?
Oh, absolutely. There is it coincides with me not going out. I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but one can draw the assumption that there is a correlation. It's funny because I saw one of the dumbest things I've seen on the internet.
All right.
Which had something to do with the decline in flu cases in 2020.
Okay.
You know, and saying, somehow trying to, though, relate that to COVID in a way that made it seem like perhaps COVID is not that serious.
Oh.
Even though I'm assuming as of today, we are, if not very close, than over 300,000 people dead.
Sure.
Yet,
Agreed.
less than 48 hours ago, someone wanted to post something about how reported flu cases are down.
I don't want to do this because I'm sure we have listeners from Orange County, but was this person from Orange County?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
Completely different part of the country.
Orange County is like really, really, really strongly against just the concept of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's very odd. Yeah, man.
It's crazy. Like, I'm like, you guys are super beefing with this.
But this is somebody who I think also posts some of this stuff, like post stuff on both sides of, I think he believes he's posting things on both sides of the argument. Where's my air quotes? They're right there. Both sides.
There they are.
Guess what though? There aren't two sides.
They look like insect antennas.
There are not two sides to the argument. There's a side that has something to do with science, and there's a side that is just trying to troll people and be an idiot.
I am having the hardest time with this, the logic that is coming from people concerning this. I'm just having an extremely difficult time. Like, I just have to.
It's very.
I've had to actually tune out.
Yeah, and I say this because in his comments, you have multiple people who I assume are close friends of his who were like, dude, nobody's going out. That's probably why we're not getting sick with other things.
It makes way more sense than you're trying too hard, bro. You're trying really hard to make it a thing, and it's just not. Like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever level of difficulty you're adding to this is not worth it.
Yeah.
So, you know what, man? Yeah, we got a lot of that to talk about. So why don't we just go on and jump into the show?
Okay.
We will see y'all on the other side. Yo, Kev, are you ready, man? You know what?
Yes.
Let's go, y'all.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You alive on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
Conspiracy.
C-O-N. Spiracy. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to Rap Sucks Radio. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you want to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com. All of our episodes are there. We're over 100 episodes in total at this point. And if you would like to catch this on TV, on your television, like for real on your TV, all 52 to 72 inches, whatever you got in your crib, you know what I'm saying? You can go to BTSN Pass or BTSN. That's Behind the Scenes Network. That will be on your Roku or your Fire Stick or your Fire TV. Now, this is what you do. Let me help y'all out real quick. You go to your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Fire TV. You download BTSN or BTSN Pass, Behind the Scenes Network. You click on that app or channel, whichever one they decide to call it, and you look, and we got our own section and everything, rapsucksradio.com, me and your fam, Kev Dakota, up here doing the most, or the least, whichever one you decide.
Thank you for listening to our explainer video.
I'm getting better and better at those things because I'd have to do them for work. I'm like, okay, I am going to create a freaking video to explain to you how to log in to clock yourself into work. Like, this is ridiculous. Go to the video. Don't ask me no more questions. I'm tired of it. We're in that age now, right, Kev? Where before we move on, we're in that age now where I will just literally, whatever program, Snagit or OBS, I will just open and do an explainer video and send it out to people and be like, do not ask me any more questions.
Do you have graphics like to fly in? And
sometimes I'll have like a flying arrow, like, you know what I mean? Like, right there. Out. All right. All right, let's see here. Yo, Kev. Who is out here doing too much?
I think we want to say we would be remiss to say the people of Idaho, because I believe these are tourists in Idaho.
Right. I'd said Idaho protesters, but yes, that is some information that is important. That this is not people from, particularly all people from Idaho. These are visitors, actually, in a lot of cases. Topic title for this is, y'all stupid.
Y'all so stupid.
The reason, y'all so stupid. Van full of Pakistans. The reason for this is Idaho health meeting was cut short by protesters, at board members' homes. The source for this was ABC News. The players involved in this are protesters in Idaho and Central District Health. Let me kind of just run down what happened. Board meeting for an Idaho Health District was cut short by protesters on Tuesday. This is last Tuesday, as of this episode being recorded. In quote, Diana Laciando, a board member, said, I just got a text from my neighbor that there are protesters at my house, so I'm going to step off for just a moment to call the police because my kids are there. That's the board's commissioner, Diana Laciando. As the meeting was being live streamed on YouTube, another board member, Ted Epperly, said, I've also got protesters outside my house as well. The meeting continued until Laciando broke in again, this time visibly upset. My 12-year-old son is home by himself right now, and there are protesters banging outside the door, she said. I'm going to go home and make sure he's okay. Dr. David Petterman stopped the coronavirus update he was giving inside. Whether I'm a pediatrician or not, I am a father. That's just unbelievable. Less than 15 minutes later, the mayor and chief of police contacted Central Health District Director Russ Duke and asked the group to end the meeting for safety reasons. So yeah, that's where we are.
Why?
I'm going to not be a hypocrite really quickly, though.
Oh.
I am.
Go on.
I don't have a problem with protesting, and I definitely haven't really yelled or called out people for protesting in front of people's homes when I've agreed with the protest. Therefore, I'm not going to say shame on you for that now. I do definitely am one of these people that's going to say, like, look, well, I'm one of these people that's going to, I'm saying it. What do you mean you're one of these people that's going to say? Anyway, in light of protests that I don't agree with, I always argue that protesting is the point. You have your right to disagree, openly disagree. That is one of the beauties of this democracy, etc. Fair enough. I'm not sure if banging on doors is really the way to go about this. I feel like that's a bit much. Other protests I've seen outside of people's homes, they stood out there. They might have rang the doorbell and asked if somebody was there. At this point, I know the protesters knew that these board members weren't there, or at least strongly assumed. Maybe they assumed that this was happening.
That's what I was wondering.
Maybe they assumed it. So let's just, to be fair, let's just assume they thought it was happening on Zoom and these people were home. My overall point here is this. One, the reason for the protest is dumb. Y'all gotta knock it off. The other thing, as you noted, is that many of them were not even from Idaho. Idaho has a lot of rising cases at this point, and a lot of rising death rate concerning this. Again, people are looking for like a 50% death rate for this to be like worth it, not recognizing that like 1 to 2% is hundreds of thousands, and the long case, millions of people that you are just randomly willing to sacrifice for what, so that's kind of where I'm coming from on this. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be a hypocrite here and be anti-protesting in front of people's homes public figures' homes when you felt that they were doing something wrong. The issue here, of course, I have is with the protest.
Yeah. And so they were protesting stay-at-home orders, or were they protesting?
So
was it Stop the Steal, or?
Stop the steal. No, dude, the chant was Yo, she busted. Okay, I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
Okay.
The board was discussing safety protocols and whether they were going to have stay-at-home orders.
Okay.
That's what they were discussing. And of course, it was likely leading up to the idea of stay-at-home orders or maybe a shutdown, and the people were against it. So that's what they were protesting.
Right.
However, one of the women got up and spoke at a podium that they set outside of one of the homes, I believe. Looked like, hundreds of people were there, if not over 100 people. It looked like from the camera angle that was taken, it looked like there was about 100 plus people there.
Okay.
They're all cheering and excited, standing together, breathing on one another, which I didn't like before COVID. So get away from me. But she bust out with, so we're going to put on some music. I'm going to try my best to just mimic this. So we're going to put on some music and we're going to start dancing. I'm not going to come around and check to see if you're, keeping a safe distance from others, because apparently that's an issue. And we're just going to have a good time because, and then she starts banging on the pole, because we will not comply. And then they're like, we will not comply. We will not comply. And I'm like, even your protest was rhythmless. Like, I believe that 96% of them out there couldn't dance to go along with the 1% that are going to ultimately perish from being out there. I don't know which side the 1%, maybe the more rhythmic people will ultimately pass away from COVID. But the reality is the 1% that I did notice was that the rhythmically challenged seemed to be the protesters.
Yeah.
Scary.
Again, Idaho, we're not talking about you.
No. Boise's a nice place.
Montana, you guys suck.
They drove across from Montana to protest.
No, yeah, I heard that it was the, I don't even know if it was from Montana. The Eamon Bundy dude. The guy who was, taking up arms and claiming sovereignty to protect land that he was stolen by his ancestors. It's like, that's the most meta privilege.
It's like when do you
construct
chill?
Ever. Yeah, chill. Just chill. Yeah,
put a chill. Like, look, I go to the liquor store and I steal a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? I get caught with the bag of chips. I'm adamant that I should be able to eat these chips because I stole them fair and square before I was caught. Like, yo, just chill. Like, give the chips back. Like, chill out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just don't say nothing about the chips. Like, yo, let's see if they still notice that I have them. Maybe I'll eat them in jail. I don't know. But like,
man. But yeah, this is not good. We talked about Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, a couple months ago, actually, at this point. And I say a couple months just because it's been a long time since she was since she began being silly in earnest with her reaction. Right. The state's reaction to the pandemic. And she continues to be very, very silly. One might even say goofy.
Entirely.
Yeah. So, whatever. Yeah,
it's not going to stop.
I want to say forget it. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. But that's not good. That's not right.
No, because other people are going to be hurt by those actions.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of people, first responders, people in healthcare, people in nursing homes, grocery store workers, people who are delivering food. All those people are going to be the ones that get hurt. Your state is probably also going to end up being one of the first ones to get the vaccine. And guess who's going to get it? Not them. Not the guy who's delivering your pizza. Maybe the people in the hospital, but the guy who's delivering your pizza, who's putting his life on the line or her life on the line every night, they're not getting the vaccine. And your silly butt is going to get it. Yeah, come on, man. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. we still, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I've the logic behind a lot of this has escaped me. I can't always, connect to it. Like I have to disconnect from it.
Yeah.
Because it's so, you know, I talked to my cousin, big up to my cousin Anthony. He was like, you know, you wasn't tripping on going outside until people told you couldn't.
Exactly.
Then it was like, oh, now I got to be outside. And I know that doesn't represent all of you or everyone, but, it's like the small business argument. We're destroying these small businesses. And it's like, dude, you were literally wolfing down acres
Subway.
of McDonald's.
Exactly.
I mean, plowing down fields of McDonald's before this happened. And now all of a sudden you're concerned. You know what I mean? Literally.
Right.
Just
3 weeks ago,
poor Ronald.
support small businesses. Small businesses are getting buried under the weight of this autocratic rule by our county government. Ooh, the McRib is back.
The line at McDonald's is stupid. Man, a lot of the McDonald's by my house is like,
Really?
I'm like, well, yo, it's a small business right there. Go to that one. It's like, no. They're killing that small business. I can't go. It's like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's one of those things. I don't really know. You know, there's always an argument in that. I think a lot of people have a fair argument, but I'm just not really.
And I truly do feel for people who run small business, of which I am one, who are like, this is pretty crazy. This is very bad. It's like
a mess.
There's a soundbite that was making the rounds, and I heard it in a couple different places of this woman who runs a restaurant who was saying, what are we doing? I can't serve people outside, but there's a movie set across the street that's running at full force. And I get it. Obviously I think, if you break it down, there's some fundamental differences that probably make the set a little bit more contained and controlled, but it's like, come on, man. It's been a long time. So, I can understand people in that situation being a little bit frustrated, but, you're not your restriction on your ability to go out and jump around in a bouncy house at, your cousin's house is probably not high on my list. He's like, I'm not really concerned with that.
You're not going to be, put it this way. We're doing a lot of false equivalencies at this point.
Absolutely.
And we're doing them so emotionally that it means something, right? Like, it's like, what about Bugs Bunny and all the carrots? And people are like, yeah, Bugs Bunny is suffering. You're like, yo, that's not a thing. Like, but I get it, man. It's a highly emotional time, and I'm really trying to be respectful of it, but I also have to keep a fair amount of distance from it because it's illogical. And then you have my favorite people in this, and some of you are friends of mine, and I hope to never cease to be friends based on my point. But my favorite, I call them the cynical wokes.
Yep.
The cynical wokes are my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the cynical wokes. They're so empowered right now. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're saying things like, oh, now everybody want to wear shoes. And you're like, is that the argument now? Like, I'm just not sure if this is the time for that. So the cynical wokes are having a field day. They're living their best life.
I want to brag about something, because when this started, I made the joke that a lot of people made. It wasn't original. It wasn't an original thought. But I felt that it was true to me as a person, personally. Me, in my heart. I don't like being around a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like there are times when I can certainly enjoy it, right?
Sure.
Like,
sure.
Go out and have a good time. But I don't need it, And a lot of people made that joke, introverts, this is our year and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I there were some of them where they said it and I was like, oh yeah, you're probably right. We're good. Right. So I took that position. I still feel I'm good. Shit. I'm shit.
I am really not tripping. I'm not like the ability for the wife to drag me to a place where I have to mentally prepare for a week for this dragging is gone. Like it's not here. I mean, you know, if you remove the death and despair,
that's
this
the
is
thing.
what my life. This is what I would want my life to be like to begin
That's the
with.
whole thing. It's too bad. It's too bad that we can't just. It's not like the before times when we can go to the store and look at couches. And it's like, yeah, it's a shame, babe. It's too bad. It's just back when it was normal.
Yeah, to just go somewhere. Hey, I wanted to. You did, right? Okay. All right. We'll go on Saturday. I had even gotten to the point, I probably shouldn't say this on air, but slowly but surely, as an person who, I think what people don't recognize, and shout out to the DJs out there, people don't recognize how long I have been emceeing clubs. I did take a brief hiatus of, maybe 4 or 5 years or whatever, but I've been emceeing clubs and parties since I was like 17 years old. And that's a lot of years. I'm 44 now. So I love my crew and I love but I was even starting to get tired of that. And it was every other Friday and I was like, I gotta get up and go. God, is there a way that I could do this?
You
from my
are
couch?
saying I have to get up. And I take that, knowing you, to mean I have to wake up at 9 p.m. And in fairness, you worked all day, but then you came home, you went to sleep, and then you had to get up and go to
I did. And it was crazy because I'd have to quiet down. This is the most riveting part of the show, by the way, but I had to quiet down the entire house at 8. If I don't take a nap, it is possible that I die on the way home. So everyone has to find a space and allow me to sleep so it just started to become a thing where it was I might be getting a little old for this. But once it all comes back, I'm gonna go right back to doing it. I have no plans on quitting, but I definitely,
it'll be fun.
This break. And if they figure out, and if this whole Twitch thing is working out, I love it. If they can figure out a way to just allow this to continue for me to be able to MC from my couch. Love it.
We gotta have, this might not be a subject for this episode, but at some point we need to talk about what is the protocol gonna be when we actually all start going out again? Is somebody gonna go in to shake somebody's hand and then the other person is not into that yet, not ready for that yet, and someone's gonna get knocked out just for trying to shake somebody?
There's gonna be, I'd imagine there's gonna be a lot of forced hugging. Come on, man. We haven't seen each other in so long. And I'm I didn't hug you when I knew you.
I was okay with that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have to see you again. All right. No, I totally, I don't want to be mean to anybody. I enjoy everybody that I come across. I had gotten into this world and I slowly had started to curate my life experience to where I only knew you on Facebook. And it was a joyous, you know what I mean? I was totally fine with that because, you know what I mean? I didn't have to know or talk to you about anything that I didn't want to talk about or connect with you on, I could literally log off and not know you for like days if I felt like I could just didn't associate. I could not respond to your post.
There's so many positives. There's so many pluses. It's like when you're nervous because you're like, you know what? I think my breath really stinks. So but I don't have gum. It's like, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, no worries.
My breath stinks right now. My breath is horrible right now. I promise you that. You can't even remember how bad my breath could be because it's been so long. See how great that is? When,
amazing.
If you want to make a request to the DJ now, you actually do. You just stop and you're like, oh yeah, I do have Spotify right here. It's
right there.
Right here.
Put it in the chat. Whatever. I don't care. I didn't see it. What am I supposed to do about it?
I know
this sounds incredibly
You want to hear Return
mean.
of the Mac? Go ahead.
Play it.
Close the tab.
Speaking of tabs, before we move on, that is who I feel the most. Well, I don't want to say the most, but of the small businesses, bars and nightclubs, whatever, where you need the patronage and the live, the people to be there physically. I feel the most for them, and businesses like that where there's just no way around it. But I feel like there's a lot of posturing going on from consumers of small business products. And if you want, and here's my at least my closing point on this. Listen, if you want this world that you are now screaming doesn't exist for, authoritarian reasons, now you've learned the importance of spending your dollar with your homeboy or with your, with the friend of yours that opened the restaurant or the restaurant right up the street. Or now you understand the importance. You used to drive right by that place, or you used to have a person who put out a record and you just ignored it because who cares about your local rappers? They all suck, right? But now you understand that it's actually important because now all you have is Drake.
I think you're giving a lot of people. I appreciate what you're saying. I completely agree with what you're saying. I think you are like a Queen's Gambit number of steps beyond where most people are playing on the board. Because all I see is all these people are saying the socialist, communist Democrats aren't passing a relief package so that we can get aid.
Really,
that's
fam?
To think about. That's something to think about.
The socialist communist. Yeah, we're out here.
Yep.
All right. All right. That was nice and lengthy. Let's get into
in honor of 300,000, man. You guys spend that time
for sure. I actually have a Doing Too Much, the remix.
Okay.
Ken Paxton is doing too much.
Ken Paxton.
The FBI is investigating the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton. I sourced this from AP News. Players involved, of course, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and the feds. Listen, the FBI, the feds, I love it. The FBI recently opened a criminal investigation into claims that Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton abused his office to benefit a wealthy donor. The probe, which was confirmed to the Associated Press by two people with knowledge of it who spoke on the condition of anonymity because the investigation is ongoing, marks an escalation in the latest controversy to surround the high-profile Republican who has spent years under indictment on unrelated state security fraud charges. The FBI's interest in Texas top law enforcement official arose from a rebellion by Paxton's top deputies who accused him of breaking the law by using his office to help a wealthy donor with a troubled real estate empire, who also hired a woman with whom the married Paxton allegedly had an affair. Paxton has broadly denied wrongdoing and refused calls to resign, saying he'll seek a third term in 2022, and he's prepared to fight it out in court. He has weathered other storms during his rise to becoming one of the county's leading legal crusaders for conservative causes. He ready to fight, Kev. What's popping? Can you explain to us real quick why Ken Paxton is relevant to the moment?
It's because he, in a state that is known for always going big, he has the biggest balls of anybody in the great state of Texas. Because on top of everything you just mentioned, this is also the man who has been the tip of the spear of this lawsuit against 17 states on behalf of your favorite president and mine.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. The big Donald Trump. They're suing. They sued. They've lost. It already got F-canned there. The old 17 state skidoo that they filed tried to take to the Supreme Court. Tried to sue 4 states to overturn their election results. Everyone, I would assume most people know what happened though, but they were suing 4 states, none of which was named Texas, to overturn the results of the election. Which would have, one would presume would have also overturned elections that benefited a lot of Republicans at the same time.
Sure.
So the assumption is that he did that simply because he was trying to dig himself out of all this legal trouble by perhaps getting a pardon. Which I'm guessing he's not going to get at this point. But on top of the 17 state attorneys general, I believe, if not, or at least government officials, I think they were all attorneys general, signed on to it. Of course, Donald Trump signed on to it as well, showing his support for this idiotic case. And then it was, I believe, over 100 congressmen also supported the lawsuit. So it's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb. And it's not going to go any further. It's done. Supreme Court struck it down. Batted it down. Remember when Obama killed that fly during that interview?
That's what happened, Kev?
That's what happened.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into his record. He's strongly conservative. An evangelical conservative is what AP News called him. So, he's reaching for a pardon. He's doing quite a bit to get there, and they are knocking these lawsuits around, bro. Like, man, remember that show American Gladiator?
Yes.
Like, remember the random Trek Life size dude that thought he would be able to speed by these former linebackers and he would just get smashed into and they just enjoy bopping this dude for believing that he was faster than these dudes who are only 200 pounds heavier than him, but also ran like a 4.3 in college for no reason. like
just unreal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but he had to steal. He had to do some stealing, I guess, to make all,
steal, I guess.
It's expensive to get your pants let out to fit the big old huevos.
Oh man. The who's gonna take the weight scratch. from Premiere comes to mind. Um, I actually had the wrong topic title for this. I left the last week's topic title, or 2 weeks ago topic title.
Oh, for the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you actually watched this, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like, what was this even? All right.
I'm going to read your synopsis here.
Okay.
Fried Chicken of Kentucky in the Lifetime Network. Heat up the holidays with the first of its kind Lifetime original mini movie. A recipe for seduction.
Listen, wait, before you go any further, Kev titled this the 12th herb, hard R, instead of the 12th herb. As you know, KFC, 11 herbs and spices. This is the 12th one. I got nothing for this. I've got literally, I don't even want to get into their description of this. I don't know. One of the chickens from Kentucky Fried Chicken wrote this description. So players involved in this are KFC, a place I don't eat, Lifetime, a channel I do not watch, Mario Lopez, who I'm just not sure why he won't age. And yeah, I'm not sure about Mario Lopez anymore. Yeah, this is a movie about the Colonel.
It's a motion picture. Motion picture.
Like, I quit.
What?
I just quit altogether, man. I don't know. I quit. For those of you guys who still aren't.
Military chicken men need love too.
The Colonel. For those of you guys who are not sure what's going on, KFC and Lifetime
feel free to
has
stay that way.
up.
You're not gonna. You'll be all right.
KFC, yes, KFC, the actual formerly Kentucky Fried Chicken, has teamed up with Lifetime, the soap opera champions, and they have made a motion picture about a love affair and the trials of the Colonel, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel, starring none other than Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel lookalike Mario Lopez.
Yeah, uncanny.
The well casted.
Uncanny.
I don't know what to do.
The movie is full of mystery, suspense, deception, foul play. And at the heart of it all, love and, of course, fried chicken.
That sounds like how I met my first girlfriend. Loving fried chicken.
Okay.
She was from the South. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
I don't know that. I'm just joking. But Love and Fried Chicken sounds like an excellent spinoff to Love and Basketball. I guess Sanaa Lathan in a sort of basketball career went well enough for her to open her own restaurant.
Yeah.
It's a fried chicken joint. It just happens to be across the street from Church's. And
like a competitor?
And his basketball career went well enough as well. So he owns the Church's.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And now she has this independent small business fried chicken spot. And he has
But
this
do they
Church's
fall
chicken.
in love though?
Well, that's the thing. It's this competitive thing where they're once again, now they're back. And in the end, For those, spoiler alert, if you've never watched Love and Basketball, Kev, are you beating up the microphone? What's going on?
I did. I'm sorry, baby.
It's caressed the microphone. In the end, instead of playing basketball for his heart, she fries chicken for his heart.
I have an alternate title.
Sure.
Chicken beef.
Oh my God.
Which is, by the way, absolutely not better than Mario's previous effort on the Lifetime channel, which evidently was entitled Feliz Navidad. Yeah. There was a lot, by the way, in this they packed about 35-45 minutes of chicken into a 15-minute feature.
It's funny because Taco Bell did this in their commercials, right? You remember those commercials where it was like the French fries or something that they were trying to sell, and it's like they were all dramatic and like helicopters were crashing.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I thought it was hilarious. Like I laughed every single time. Like, yo, this is so stupid. and it would end with like Taco Bell's logo, and I just like, yo, this is so stupid. But to actually make a full length,
I sincerely hope they do a for your consideration Emmy billboard for AC Slater. By the way, they put white hair and a white beard on him, and he still looks like he's about 14 years old.
Dude, he will not age. They tried to make this. It's crazy casting. Like, how do you cast Mario Lopez for an old man? Like, it is not possible.
And when he first gets introduced to, you think he's gonna have some gravitas to his voice, right? It's like, hi, I'm the chef.
It's like,
okay,
like Mario Lopez / Mike Tyson. Yo, what's going on, man? It's the time to cook some chicken. Like
extra crispy. Oh man! By the way, this is online. I didn't watch it live. I meant to stop everything that was going on in my exciting day and watch this live, and I didn't. But it is on the Lifetime website.
We meant to actually break another Rap Sucks Radio show. Watching this, like where we would watch a show live and critique the show as it's happening. That was initially the plan.
Yeah.
With this,
I'm sure the audience can envision what a brilliant situation would have been going on if we would have done that.
It's just,
we're like, what we were gonna do.
It would just be me dying laughing the entire time, and you making clever commentary as I die laughing.
The reason why we didn't do it is because the only way I would do it is if we got Snoop to do color commentary along with us.
Oh, Lord.
Snoop. Unfortunately, Snoop was unavailable. Snoop was at church. Clearly.
There you go. Apparently not Kanye's church because Kanye's not paying. All right.
You want to know the best line from the movie?
What's that?
Colonel Sanders. Let's be real here. He embodied the role. Colonel Sanders, after getting called crouton by the love interest's boyfriend or hopeful fiance.
Okay.
Guess what his comeback was? The boyfriend calls him, "Hey, crouton." Guess what his comeback was?
No, I'm not. I'm chicken. Like, I don't know. What was coming back?
Don't call me crouton.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Rap Sucks Radio, man. We appreciate each and every listener. I have nothing more Say
He showed him his 11 herbs and spices, if you know what I'm saying.
That joint was all herbs. Whoever wrote that, blazed 11 herbs. So, yo, thank y'all for tuning in to Rap Sucks Radio, man. That is Fam Cast Coda. I am your homeboy Track Life. I have to always think about like which order I'm going to say that in. If you want to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, please check out rapsucksradio.com. All of our episodes are there. If you would like to catch us on TV, go to your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Fire TV. Download BTSN or BTSN Pass. That's Behind the Scenes Network. Once you download it, you click on it, you will see me and Kev, Rap Sucks Radio. We have our own section and everything. That's how you do it. You can actually see this live. I mean, I say live on TV, but you can see this on TV, pre-recorded and edited and pushed over to y'all to check it out.
It's easy. You're at home.
Very easy.
You got nothing better to do. Let's face it. At this point, you have nothing but. Is Mandalorian done now?
One more episode next Friday and we're done. Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with, cause you know, made me feel very good this week when I'm seeing everybody like, oh my goodness, Mandalorian. Oh wow. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Best television on television. I'm like, all right. And then Disney comes out and says, oh, you like that? We got 47 more shows.
Yes.
That Kev's never going to watch.
Yes. Yes. They did the greatest thing ever.
What is the one that Alan post? Better Call Maul?
Better Call Maul. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, no, it was like, what was it? How I Met Your Father, like, or something like that, like the Darth Vader version. But,
oh boy.
This was the greatest thing. And I'm gonna we bounce after this, but Disney did the greatest, and I'm sure it wasn't a deliberate troll either, but Disney did the greatest thing, which was know how much the alleged core fans of Star Wars hate their guts and everything that they're doing. And in response, Disney not only continued to do more Star Wars Disney connected stuff, but they decided to put out like 75 million new shows.
So the diehards are not into this then. Is that what you're telling me?
Diehards are, they match the cynical wokes. They're sort of like,
Are you in an independent then when it comes to that? You are not a Republican or a Democrat.
As with all things, so I'll use Game of Thrones as an example. Once you start the story, I just want the answer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm encapsulated by the, original, early on, I know it's always going to be better than the end, because as you wind down and start to lose characters, it just gets, less interesting, right? There's less drama. But at some point, I just kind of want the answer. I want to know what the result is. So when people were complaining about Game of Thrones and the production value and blah, 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 I was like, look, I just want to know how this all ends. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care at this point about the quality of it or whatever. I just want to know how it ends. So I'm the same way with Star Wars. I just like the answers now. Just give me some answers,
Just want to finish it. It's like now watching The Walking Dead. It's like, it's not, you're living better than we are at this point.
Kev. All right, y'all. I can't.
There's no upside anymore.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Speaking of Mandalorian, you can catch me, Mando Mondays, on Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Big plug.
Big plug. And then this Wednesday, What's in the Box Live, me and Op will be talking about the NBA. So yeah, you got Monday, Mando Mondays, Tuesday, Rap Sucks Radio drops, and this Wednesday, you also have, What's in the Box Live with me and Opoetic, at least for the first episode. I'll continue to do them live on my own after that. So yeah, it's a lot of Track Life to listen to. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in, man. On the count of three, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace. And we out, y'all. Thank y'all for listening.